Hello, insightful Scorpio. Today, July 21st, 2026, brings a quieter kind of clarity, one that doesn't arrive all at once, but slowly reveals what has been taking shape beneath the surface. If you felt the urge to step back from the noise around you, don't mistake it for hesitation. Sometimes the strongest movement begins in stillness, when you finally have enough space to hear your own instincts without distraction. Take a moment to look back on everything you've already moved through. The challenges that once seemed overwhelming have quietly reshaped your resilience, and even the smallest victories have become part of the stronger foundation you're standing on today. Like morning mist gradually lifting from a winding path, your next direction becomes easier to recognize when you stop forcing every answer and allow your perspective to settle naturally. In your relationships, pay close attention to how people make you feel rather than how much attention they give you. This is less about expanding your circle and more about recognizing where trust, honesty, and emotional safety already exist. There is no need to rush into new commitments or promises. Give yourself permission to observe first, because the connections that truly belong in your life will continue to reveal themselves without needing to be chased. The energy surrounding today suggests progress that may seem subtle on the surface but carries lasting significance beneath it. Your steady effort has not gone unnoticed, even if the results have taken longer than expected to appear. Recent disappointments may begin to make sense as you recognize how they redirected you away from situations that no longer supported your growth. Continue moving at a pace that feels authentic to you, because your consistency is becoming more visible than you realize. As this quiet readiness grows, let it become the beginning of intentional action instead of endless reflection. Change doesn't always arrive through dramatic moments. Sometimes it begins the instant you decide to stop carrying what no longer belongs to you. Trust that your willingness to honor your own rhythm creates room for new opportunities to emerge with greater clarity. Remember that every reading speaks to a collective energy rather than a fixed certainty. Some parts may feel deeply personal, while others may simply not reflect your current experience. And that's perfectly natural. Keep what genuinely resonates with your heart. Release the rest without concern and allow your own intuition to remain your most reliable guide. Your choices, your perspective, and the direction of your journey will always belong to you. As we continue exploring today's energy together, we'll look more closely at how these themes may unfold in your relationships, career, finances, health, and family life. Before that, I'd truly appreciate your support with a like if you enjoy these readings, because it helps these messages reach others who may need a little encouragement today. The symbolic numbers connected with today's energy are 21 and 7. Rather than seeing them as guarantees, think of them as gentle reminders of transition and inner wisdom that may help you stay mindful throughout the day. You may notice them appearing in unexpected places, inviting you to pause, trust your judgment, and move forward with greater intention. The color that best reflects today's atmosphere is deep burgundy. Wearing this shade or keeping it close can serve as a personal symbol of grounded confidence, emotional balance, and quiet renewal. Let it remind you that true strength often develops beneath the surface, long before anyone else can recognize it. You have invested enormous energy into building the life you want, and that dedication has already brought meaningful progress. Still, not every environment deserves continued effort, and one of today's important lessons is learning to recognize where your energy is better protected than spent. If something repeatedly leaves you emotionally drained or uncertain, it may be time to reconsider whether it belongs in your future. Several goals that once seemed distant now begin showing signs of real movement. What matters most is not working harder out of pressure, but acting with greater clarity and intention. You already possess the insight, resilience, and determination needed to move forward. The next chapter doesn't ask you to become someone different. It simply asks you to trust what you've quietly known all along. Today's symbolic energy supports meaningful transformation, thoughtful decisions, and the courage to embrace change without abandoning your emotional truth. New opportunities may appear in surprising ways, asking you to step beyond familiar routines while remaining deeply connected to your values. Personal growth is no longer about proving yourself to others. It's about becoming more aligned with the person you've been gradually growing into. The Ace of Swords appears as a symbol of clarity emerging after emotional complexity. Conversations that once felt impossible may finally become honest enough to clear away confusion, allowing you to make choices that reflect your deeper priorities rather than old obligations. Whether you're releasing unhealthy patterns or creating healthier boundaries, each decision creates more space for what genuinely supports your well-being. The Fool encourages a different kind of courage than simple risk-taking. It speaks of trusting yourself enough to begin again, even without having every answer. A new project, unexpected opportunity, creative direction, or meaningful experience could invite you beyond familiar territory, reminding you that growth often begins where certainty ends. The Empress reflects the quiet confidence others naturally recognize in you. Your ability to remain composed through change, your emotional depth, and your authenticity leave a stronger impression than you may realize. Someone may admire these qualities from a distance, drawn not only to your independence, but also to the sense of stability and sincerity you carry wherever you go. The Empress also reminds you that your greatest strength isn't found in how much you accomplish, but in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your own value. Your creativity, emotional resilience, and ability to protect what truly matters create a sense of abundance that others naturally notice. People may see you as someone who remains composed through uncertainty, and that steady presence often inspires admiration more than you realize. Let this energy encourage you to lead with authenticity rather than seeking validation, because genuine confidence has a way of attracting the right opportunities without force. The Moon invites you to look beneath appearances, where emotions often speak more honestly than words. Someone may be carrying feelings they haven't yet found the courage to express, choosing observation over action while they sort through uncertainty or fear of rejection. You might notice subtle signals, unexpected interactions, or moments that seem to carry more meaning than they first appear. Rather than rushing to interpret every sign, trust your intuition to reveal what deserves your attention, allowing honest conversations to unfold when the time feels right. Whatever comes to light, let your emotional boundaries remain your compass as you decide which connections deserve a place in your future. Judgment arrives as a symbol of release and renewal, suggesting that you're approaching a meaningful turning point. Instead of returning to old versions of yourself, you're being invited to step into a life that reflects who you've become through experience. Long-held ambitions, evolving career goals, or personal dreams may begin gaining new momentum as your perspective changes. Rather than waiting for the perfect moment, consider what small but intentional step you can take now. Growth often begins with a single decision that quietly changes everything that follows. When it comes to your well-being, today's energy gently encourages you to stop postponing the care you've been meaning to give yourself. Physical health is closely connected to emotional balance, and stress that remains unaddressed often finds ways of settling into the body over time. Whether it's scheduling a routine checkup, improving your sleep, creating healthier daily habits, or simply giving yourself more space to recover, every thoughtful choice strengthens your foundation. Progress doesn't have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Sometimes the greatest peace comes from knowing you've begun taking care of yourself with consistency instead of waiting for the perfect time. Your professional life also appears ready to shift out of a quieter season. If you felt as though your ambitions have been resting beneath the surface, this may be the period when they begin rising again with renewed purpose. New responsibilities, unexpected opportunities, or career paths you haven't seriously considered could gradually come into view. Stay open to exploring unfamiliar possibilities, because what first seems different may ultimately prove to be exactly the challenge that helps you grow into your next chapter. For those currently searching for work, today's message highlights preparation as much as opportunity. Employers are likely to value calm judgment, reliability, and the ability to take thoughtful responsibility when facing challenges. These qualities are already part of your experience, so don't hesitate to communicate them with quiet confidence during interviews. Authenticity often leaves a stronger impression than trying to appear flawless, and your consistency may become the quality that sets you apart when important decisions are made. Financially, this is a period for thoughtful expansion rather than impulsive risk. New possibilities may begin revealing themselves gradually, especially where your natural talents, practical skills, or long-term interests intersect. Pay attention to projects that genuinely inspire you instead of pursuing every opportunity that appears. Your intuition is becoming a more reliable guide, helping you recognize which paths offer lasting stability rather than temporary excitement. This stage also encourages a careful review of habits, commitments, and financial patterns that no longer support the future you're trying to build. Releasing unnecessary obligations creates more room for choices that align with your deeper priorities. Patience remains one of your greatest strengths now, especially when paired with steady planning and decisive action. What may have felt stagnant in recent months can begin shifting in meaningful ways, gradually strengthening both your confidence and your sense of security as you continue moving toward the life you're intentionally creating. Your intentions become far more powerful when they're directed toward one meaningful purpose, instead of being divided among too many possibilities. Rather than trying to accomplish everything at once, choose the goal that continues to return to your heart and give it your full attention. The ambitions that remain with you through moments of both confidence and uncertainty are often the ones most closely aligned with your deeper path. Picture the future you're quietly building, then let your daily choices reflect that vision one step at a time. Progress often accelerates when your energy is no longer scattered but guided with clarity and patience. Like a river that gains strength by flowing in a single direction, your efforts become far more effective when every decision supports the same destination. Creative ideas, personal ventures, or projects you've been nurturing may begin showing signs of real potential. Some opportunities could grow gradually instead of arriving all at once, rewarding consistency more than speed. What first appears to be a small opening may eventually become the doorway to something much more significant if you continue showing up with dedication. This period invites you to build financial stability through thoughtful decisions rather than quick gains, allowing confidence to develop alongside practical results. Unexpected conversations or encounters may also open valuable doors, reminding you that meaningful opportunities often appear when preparation and timing naturally meet. Stay attentive to the people and ideas that repeatedly cross your path, because they may carry possibilities you hadn't fully considered before. In matters of the heart, today's energy encourages you to simplify what has become unnecessarily complicated. Instead of focusing on imagined problems or unanswered questions, return your attention to the habits, conversations, and moments of presence that strengthen trust over time. Relationships are rarely sustained by grand gestures alone. They're built through countless small moments of reliability, honesty, and emotional availability. Daily responsibilities may temporarily slow the pace of your relationship, especially if you and your partner are balancing very different schedules or commitments. Rather than seeing this as distance, consider it an invitation to become more intentional about creating time for one another, even in small ways. A meaningful conversation shared without distractions can sometimes strengthen a bond more than an entire day spent together without genuine connection. At the same time, notice how easily the mind can create stories that the heart hasn't confirmed. If you've been carrying fears that exist more in possibility than reality, give yourself permission to pause before believing every anxious thought. The deeper your emotions become, the easier it can be to mistake uncertainty for intuition, even when the two are asking very different things of you. Emotional honesty begins with recognizing the difference between intuition and imagination. The more gently you approach your own feelings, the easier it becomes to understand what your heart is truly asking for. Sometimes the greatest clarity comes not from finding new answers, but from becoming quiet enough to hear the truth that has been waiting beneath the noise all along. If you're single, uncertainty may be creating mixed signals between you and someone who has captured your attention. Part of you may long for deeper connection, while another part still values the freedom and independence you've carefully built. Both desires are valid, and neither needs to cancel out the other. There's no need to force an answer before you're ready. Give yourself enough space to understand your own intentions first, because clarity within yourself naturally leads to clearer communication with someone else. The relationships that endure are often the ones that begin from honesty rather than urgency. Family life carries the possibility of quiet healing today. Familiar relationships may begin shifting in encouraging ways as people become more willing to listen, understand, and meet one another with greater compassion. Conversations about the future, shared responsibilities, or long-standing misunderstandings could unfold with a softer tone than expected. There may be an opportunity to revisit old topics without repeating old patterns, allowing everyone involved to respond from a place of greater maturity. Sometimes meaningful change begins with one person choosing understanding over defensiveness, and your calm presence may help create that opening. Even a small gesture of patience can encourage others to lower their guard and meet you with the same openness. You may also notice a renewed appreciation for the simple moments shared with loved ones. Younger family members or those who bring light-hearted energy into your life could remind you that joy often grows from ordinary experiences rather than extraordinary events. Laughter over a shared meal, an unexpected conversation, or a quiet afternoon together can carry more meaning than elaborate plans. There is also an opportunity to gently release old family patterns that no longer support the closeness everyone hopes to build. Healing doesn't erase the past, but it can change the way the future is created together, allowing new traditions to emerge from greater understanding instead of old expectations. Overall, this period encourages you to see home not only as a physical place, but as an emotional foundation that continues to evolve. Every thoughtful conversation, every act of patience, and every willingness to understand another person's perspective strengthens that foundation a little more. The atmosphere you helped create today may continue influencing your relationships long after this moment has passed. As you take small but intentional steps toward healthier relationships, you will likely discover that support has been growing around you more quietly than you realized, waiting for the moment you were ready to recognize it. Your physical energy appears steady, making this a favorable time to begin habits that benefit you over the long term instead of seeking quick results. Whether you're improving your daily routine, committing to better nutrition, exercising more consistently, or simply giving your body the rest it has been asking for, sustainable progress will serve you far better than short bursts of motivation. Pay attention to how your body responds to moments of balance as much as moments of effort, because recovery is an essential part of lasting strength. Lasting transformation is usually built through repetition, not intensity. Every healthy decision you make today becomes another quiet investment in the future version of yourself you're steadily becoming. One of today's natural strengths is your ability to communicate with clarity and insight. The conversations you have now can help resolve confusion, strengthen important relationships, or inspire others through your thoughtful perspective. Your words carry greater influence when they're grounded in genuine understanding rather than the desire to persuade. At the same time, remember that wisdom isn't measured only by speaking well, but also by knowing when someone simply wants to be heard. Before offering advice, pause long enough to understand whether the other person is looking for guidance or simply a compassionate listener. That small moment of awareness can deepen trust far more than having the perfect answer, reminding you that some of the most meaningful conversations begin not with speaking, but with listening fully. If you've recently experienced tension with someone, today may not be the moment to push for complete resolution. Even when both people have good intentions, meaningful understanding sometimes requires a little more time than either side expects. Emotions often reveal their truth more clearly after the initial intensity has faded, and allowing that natural process to unfold can prevent unnecessary misunderstandings. Allow emotions to settle before searching for final answers, because clarity often arrives after the pressure to fix everything has eased. Giving the situation space now may ultimately create a stronger foundation for an honest conversation later, one where both of you are able to listen with greater openness instead of reacting from old frustrations. For those who are studying, you've likely been carrying a great deal of mental responsibility lately, leaving little room for anything beyond your academic goals. While your dedication is admirable, your mind also needs moments of recovery in order to stay focused and creative. Continuous effort without meaningful pauses can slowly reduce your ability to absorb new ideas, even when you're working hard. Try stepping away from your routine for a while, even if it's only through a walk, a favorite hobby, or time spent outdoors. Giving your thoughts room to breathe often allows unexpected insights to surface on their own. Rest isn't a distraction from progress. It is often what allows progress to continue with greater clarity and renewed motivation. Overall, you're moving in the right direction, even if you occasionally question your pace. It's natural to compare yourself with others, especially when results seem slow. But your journey isn't meant to unfold according to someone else's timeline. Trust the work you've already invested. Organize your time thoughtfully, and remember that consistency is far more valuable than perfection. Small, steady efforts tend to create stronger foundations than bursts of motivation that quickly disappear. When you care for both your ambitions and your well-being, everything else begins to find its own rhythm naturally, allowing confidence to grow alongside your achievements. Looking at today's symbolic compatibility, Virgo energy may help you find practical solutions and conversations that feel mature, balanced, and productive. Whether through friendship, family, work, or romance, this connection encourages cooperation and a willingness to meet each other halfway, making it easier to untangle situations that once seemed complicated. Virgo's thoughtful perspective may also help you notice details you've overlooked, turning confusion into practical next steps without creating unnecessary drama. Sagittarius energy brings a refreshing sense of openness and possibility. Interactions with people carrying this influence may inspire confidence, curiosity, and a feeling that you're free to explore new perspectives without judgment. Shared enthusiasm and honest conversations can remind you that growth often happens when you allow yourself to experience life with a little more openness than usual. Sometimes a single exchange with someone who sees the world differently can reignite your optimism and encourage you to approach familiar challenges with a completely new mindset. Cancer energy may offer the emotional understanding that complements your own depth today. Discussions that once felt difficult could become gentler, making it easier to express feelings, rebuild trust, or simply feel understood without needing to explain every detail. There is comfort in being around people who naturally create emotional safety, and that sense of acceptance can make vulnerability feel less intimidating. If an important conversation has been waiting for the right atmosphere, this energy may help create the patience and empathy needed for genuine progress, allowing healing to happen through mutual understanding rather than perfect agreement. Scorpio, thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope these reflections offered encouragement, clarity, or simply a quiet moment to reconnect with yourself. Whether one message stood out or several resonated with your current path, trust yourself to carry forward only what feels meaningful and supportive. If this reading resonated with you, your support through a like truly helps these messages continue reaching others who may need them and encourages this community to keep growing with kindness and intention. If you'd like to continue exploring these daily readings together, I'd love to have you back. So feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications. If today's message brought you a moment of clarity or encouragement, you can also support the channel through the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on your screen. Every contribution helps us continue creating thoughtful readings with care and intention, allowing us to dedicate more time to producing content that is reflective, uplifting, and meaningful for everyone who joins these conversations. To everyone who has supported this community, whether by watching, sharing, subscribing, or offering encouragement, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your kindness allows these conversations to continue reaching people around the world, creating a space where reflection, hope, and personal growth can be shared together. I'm truly grateful that we're walking this journey side by side, one reading at a time. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself. Trust your inner wisdom, and may peace, strength, and renewed hope walk beside you in the days ahead, quietly guiding each new step you choose to take.